different do you believe it is for Brady in Tampa than it was in New England?
It's very different. Coach Belichick runs a tighter ship. It's much more strict. He suppresses your personality. Skip, we know that. He makes sure you don't even check your ego at the door. You leave your ego at home because he said if you check it at the door, you might go back and get it while you're here. So leave your ego at home. But this is the way I look at it, Skip. I look at quarterback-coach relationship, or the way a coach does his team, is like a parent with kids. I don't tell you how to raise your kids. You don't tell me how to raise mine. You don't tell me how to coach my team. I don't tell you how to coach yours. You gonna argue with Coach Belichick. Coach Belichick got more Super Bowl wins than Bruce Arians got playoff wins.
That's true.
But I'm going to listen to him. Now, I'm going to let him tell me how I should coach a football team, Skip. The man that I got more Super Bowl wins than he has playoff wins. And I'm going to listen to him now. Skip, it's hard for me to believe that Brady was not coaching the receivers, telling them how he would like them to run around. I find that virtually impossible. Because that's what Brady does. Brady coaches them up. Brady's like, look, this is what I want. And that's what quarterbacks do. Skip, they might give us, we going over plays and thing. I'm looking at John. Rod calls for 12 to 14. What you thinking, T? He's like, let's go to practice. Let's do 12 to 14. Knowing come game time, you're going to probably cut it down to 10. Okay, fine. He's coaching me up. Well, I need you a little further outside. I need you to take this a little further than what it's called. That's coaching. Now, maybe he's coaching the defensive guy saying, like, okay, if you take a drop like that, I'm just going to look you there and I'm going to go here. So maybe he coached Devin White up on that pick, Skip. He's like, when that guy comes up the rail and Drew looks one way, he's coming back to the guy at the rail. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to look that way, and then I'm going to come back and pick this ball up. Maybe he does that. But for BA to try to take a little cheap shot, I let him be himself. Coach Belichick, not only did he not let Brady be himself, he ain't let nobody be themselves. Everybody knows that. Gronk was the closest thing that we've seen to his personality being shown. But for the most part, it was like a Gattaca. Everybody had on the dark suits and the black ties, Skip. Everybody looked the same.
Yep. So, my opinion of this whole issue here is that Bruce Arians talks too much. Bruce Arians should just put a sock in it and go along for the greatest ride of his coaching life. What did he do after each of the Buccaneers' losses this year?
That's what I don't get. Now he coaching.
He critiqued Tom Brady. He didn't just he just decimated it.
Well, you don't skip it in practice. He don't miss those throws in practice. I don't know what happened in the game.
And the attitude was always, don't look at me. He's supposed to be the GOAT. He looks great in practice, but I don't know. Maybe he can't do it anymore in games. That was the attitude and the sort of the tone of everything that he talked about Brady after losses. So now he did
even blamed him. Remember the Mike Evans picked the first game?
Yeah,
that was Brady's fault.
And then I came on Monday. I said, I don't think that was Brady's fault. And then he looked at the tape and said, I take that one back.
Isn't that what coaches normally do?
Yeah.
Well, what happened in that play? Well, I haven't seen the tape. Let me take a look. Thank you.
So, to Bruce's credit, he did say very good things in this interview about Brady. He said, consummate leader, got the air of confidence that permeates through our team every day. That's it. That's the essence of who they are right now. Okay, but I allow him to be himself. Now we've gone over the edge into the deepest water.
Taking a shot
at a guy a lot of people think is the GOAT coach.
Right.
Like he says, New England didn't allow him to coach. I allow him to coach. Well, I get it that Bruce allows him to coach in different ways than Bill allowed Tom to coach.
Correct.
Because Bruce is like, in the end, Bruce is sitting back saying, who the hell am I? He's Tom Brady.
Right.
I got him.
Right.
I got him. Thank you, God. I got Tom Brady. So he had a quote last week, Arians did, about, I'll tell these kids something in practice, and they won't even listen to me. And then Tom says the very same thing I say, and they go, oh, yeah, I got it. Well, yeah. He's Tom Brady.
Exactly.
We get it. Okay, now back to this quote about New England didn't allow him to coach. I beg to differ on that one, because that's just naive on Arians' part. That's doing a disservice to the impact that Tom did have just on the offense in New England. Just on the offense.
Yes.
Because I've heard all the stories. I know so many people who played with Tom and who are still very close to Tom. they said practices, he could throw as big a fit as Belichick could throw.
Right.
Now, Belichick could throw fits at Brady in practice and get away with it because Brady would take it because he's, the coach's dream. His father taught him, if the coach yells at you, take it.
And sometimes, Skip, even though he's yelling at me, he's coaching you guys.
Correct. And Tom knew that.
Yes.
So in practice, when Tom, if you false started in practice, you're going to hear about it. You hear about it in a game.
Right.
But any mistake, any route that was supposed to run at 14 yards that gets run at 12, you're going to hear about it from Tom Brady. So he's coaching up the offense and getting away with it because he's earned the right to do that.
Yes.
And at night, as we see in some of those Tom versus time, videos that we see, he's on the phone with Josh McDaniels at midnight talking about, I saw this play in the Cincinnati tape that I was watching. Do you think we could pull this out? I see it's from 2014.
Yeah.
Could we put this in?
Is that not coaching?
Okay, they're game planning.
Yes.
Okay, and I believe Belichick basically allowed Tom and Josh to figure out the offense on the fly during the week.
Right.
And again, would Bill occasionally say, I think we should run it here? Sure, he might say that. Let's run it instead of throw it. But he wouldn't say, run whatever the play was.
Nah, and it was like, oh, Tom, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Let Josh handle that, or let the receiver coach handle that. That's what BA is making it seem like, that they suppressed him, that Tom just went out there, was robotic, does his job, and went home. Stop this.
No, stop it.
You can highlight what Tom has been in your locker room. He's positive. The confidence that he exudes, it permeates through our locker room. He's coaching the guys up. He's like, nah, I'm going to need you, because Tom is all about timing. Now, if you're out of the break and I'm not out of my drop, what good is that?
All about timing.
So
maybe more about timing than anybody's ever been about timing.
So he's coaching them up, guys. I need everything to coincide. When my back foot hit, I would like for you to be coming out of the break. I would like for you to be here. But don't try to take a shot at Coach Belichick when he ain't lying with me. Hell, you make it seem like Tom was the only one that he didn't allow to be himself. He didn't let anybody beat himself.
Nobody. I agree. Yet, as we all know, in the locker room, Tom was the good cop and would tell even the newcomers, hey, it's just how he is. Just accept it because we're going to win.
Correct.
It's going to work.
Right.
And they all bought into, because if Tom buys in, the team is going to buy in.
And Skip, normally the substitute is not as hard as the teacher.
No.
I mean, everybody loves the substitute because she let you go to the bathroom without a pass. She let you eat in the classroom, chew gum when you're not supposed to have gum because you're going to stick it up under the desk. BA, you do realize you're the substitute, right?
He's a substitute teacher.
Bro, let this go.
Okay, so to me, his ego got threatened early by coaching the GOAT.
Right.
And so when the GOAT lost, he was quick to criticize him, to say, I'm still in charge.
Right.
I am the coach. Everybody understands I'm still the head coach, right? Well, he's still trying to show you I'm the head coach, and in fact...
I let him do things that his other coach wouldn't let him do. Yeah. I let him coach.
Yeah, I know how to handle him better than Belichick knew how to handle him.
Stop. Come back, Coach Belichick.
Okay.
Why?
Just enjoy the ride.
That's all you got to do, Skip. I mean, each coach is different. Coach Reeves treated me different than Mike. Mike treated me different than Wade. Wade treated me different than Coach Billick. You understand that. But Tom's at a different stage of his career now. I don't know if in year 2 or 3 you're going to let Tom have the access that he has right now.
Agreed. Yep.
Bro, these youngers here. Good job, B.A. But you're doing a heck of a job, B.A. You coaching him up.
Yeah, he's coaching him up.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.